Hey everyone, I'm Almar of almarsguides.com, and in this video here I'm going to be talking about the best armor to wear in Kenshi and why. So we're going to basically break it up into different classes and the sorts of armor that you should be wearing on different classes, but before I jump into all of that stuff, I would like to show you this page right here on my website. So I actually have a text version of this guide that I have researched extensively and put on my website. It goes through, it explains light armor, medium armor, heavy armor, the differences between them. It explains the best all-around armor set, which is mostly what I'll be explaining in this video. The best tanky armor set, the best set for a crossbow character, best set for a martial artist, and best set for a melee DPS character. It also goes over the best armor pieces based on light armor, medium armor, or heavy armor, and information like that. I have one of these for the weapons too, which I'll actually be getting to in the next video that I film. This video here is going to specifically go through armor and only armor. So let's look at Almar on my team. You'll notice he is wearing crab armor, a crab helmet, and he's also wearing samurai leg plates and the shirt leather turtleneck. So the crab armor, the reason crab armor is best in slot is because it offers you not only the most coverage, but it also offers you the most protection. If you take a look at samurai armor, which I can show you here. Sorry, I keep blanking for some reason. Right here is samurai armor. Thankfully, there was a guard that was still dead on our ground. You can see samurai armor has this is a high quality one, so keep that in mind. But it has 85% coverage of left arm, right arm, and stomach, whereas crab armor has 90% coverage of both arms and 100% of the stomach. So the samurai armor gives you basically the crab armor gives you more coverage and more protection, and it also gives you weather protections, which are also obviously very important. The crab armor gives you protection against acid and burning, and the samurai armor gives you no protection against either of that. And the crab armor, when you combine it with the crab helmet, gives you over 100% protection from acid. And you'll have 60% protection from dust storms and 60% from burning. But honestly, I have no idea what burning... I can't remember any time that I've ever gotten the burning debuff put on me. I can't remember if there's lava anywhere in this game. I do not think there is. So, yeah, I have no idea where burning comes into play. Leave me a comment if you guys know. I'm sure there has to be, like, something that attacks with fire somewhere. But, acid is the main one, the main annoying one that you have to watch out for, because quite a few zones have acid rain. So, armor that has acid protection is, not required, but extremely beneficial if you can get that. So, samurai leg plates. The samurai leg plates, the reason they are best in slot is because they have more coverage than crab legs, and they also offer more protection. So let me show you the crab legs real fast. Oops. Crafting, heavy armor, right here, crab trousers. You can see these only have 95% coverage of the right and left leg, so they have 5% less coverage. And they, I think they have larger drawbacks too. Dodge, let's see. Dodge won't really matter because we're not martial artists. Athletics, 0.85. Yeah, they have a bigger drawback, and combat speed, they have a bigger drawback. So they're worse, and they have a larger drawback, which is the main reason that people don't end up using them. They also have less coverage, but I can't show you because these ones are only standard quality that they demonstrate with. So moving on from samurai leg plates to leather turtleneck. This is, in my opinion, the best undergarment you can get for your characters, although there are a few different undergarments you can get. If you want to, for your melee DPS characters, I recommend you wear leather turtlenecks or leather, what are they called? It's like it's a black colored version of the leather turtleneck. I can probably craft one here at my leather armor crafting bench. Maybe not. It might be at the clothing benches where you can craft them. But here's your options. Leather turtleneck has the most coverage of everything. It also has the most protection, but I'm pretty sure everything has roughly the same amount of protection. So what you're mostly looking for is coverage. Leather turtleneck comes with that most coverage because it does chest, stomach, 100% of both of those, and also 90% of both of your arms. If you look at the second best, leather shirt, that has 30% coverage of both of your arms. Same chest and stomach coverage, though. So you want the turtleneck, basically. Now, let's say that you have a tank character instead. Instead of using the, of course I don't see it in there because it's chainmail. Instead of using the leather turtleneck, you'll do chainmail. Either blackened chainmail or regular chainmail. That will give you, that's medium armor, which will give you more protection and more coverage. Sorry, more protection, not more coverage though. It gives you the same coverage as the leather turtleneck, if I'm not mistaken, 90% on both of the arms. And it also comes with a lot of drawbacks too. That's something you have to keep in mind. But for a character like a tank, whose purpose is to take damage, getting drawbacks towards your combat abilities isn't the worst thing in the world. So you'll notice that a lot of my characters that you're looking at down here at the bottom are wearing crab armor. Basically, almost all of my characters actually are wearing crab armor. And crab helmets. The reason that is this is my opinion too. It's you guys can switch it around if you want, but I gear almost everybody in this game to operate like a tank, and that's really just my philosophy. I figure everybody in a group is going to be taking damage. Like if you have 10 people in your army squad, and your exploration squad, and you're going out into the world. Usually, if you have like 1 or 2 characters set up with taunt, after like 3 or 4 fights, those characters are going to be pretty badly wounded, and you can't depend on them for the whole wide range of every fight that you're going to be getting into. So it's a little bit different. That's why I feel as if every character should be built kind of made to take damage instead of just having 1 or 2 characters, made to take damage and then the rest being glass cannons. So getting back to my armor explanation before we got off on that tangent, the next slot you see here is wooden sandals. Wooden sandals are actually, in my opinion, best in slot also compared to everything that I've researched online too. Basically everybody agrees they are best in slot. The reason for this is, if you're wearing something like this, samurai leg plates, or even if you're wearing the best in slot light armor, samurai cloth pants, I'm pretty sure they're called, you got 100% coverage of both your right and left leg already. Nothing in this game says feet. Like, there is no feet right here. You got all of these different body parts. None of them are feet. So if you already have 100% coverage of both your right and left leg, you don't need coverage on your shoes as well. Hence the wooden sandals being better. As far as I'm aware, commenters can correct me if I'm wrong, leather turtleneck, the undergarment slot, that coverage is separate from the armor coverage. Like, for example, if we look at crab armor, you'll see that it has 100% coverage of the stomach, and samurai leg plates have 50% coverage of the stomach. That doesn't give you 150% coverage of your stomach. That gives you 100%. That's all you get. That is the most you can get. However, for something like this, the undergarments, that coverage is different from that coverage and protection, is different from the armor and the pants coverage that you get. And since the shoes, rather boots slot, is the same as leg plates, that's why you get the overlap there that usually makes it better to just use wooden sandals instead. So moving on to a different type of character. This is one of my martial artists. And you'll notice he has a dust coat on. This is arguably best in slot light armor that you can get. And the reason for that is it has the most coverage. As you can see, it covers like everything. It's insane. It has the most coverage, but it also comes with the highest protection. Also, it has some of the best weather protections you can get of basically any light armor in the game. Actually, honestly, some of the best weather protections you can get of any armor in the game. Crab armor doesn't have as much weather protections as this, but it still does come with some. What I'm using on this martial artist is blackened chainmail taggle must. The variety of helmets you can wear is quite a bit different. Like, you can see this. Let me actually check in comparison. Okay, so the Iron Hat actually has more protection. This doesn't have much protection, which is the biggest drawback of it. But it does have a decent amount of coverage, and it doesn't have any negative effects, which is the main thing you're usually looking out for on a light armor character. Best in slot that you can get for your light armor character's face is this fog mask. Nothing is better than the fog mask as far as coverage and protection goes, and as far as protection goes. And as you can see, it also offers good weather protections against dust storms and gas. I'd personally prefer acid, but the dust coat essentially covers acid, mostly all you need. So 80% acid, that's enough to basically survive in the zone entirely, as you can see in this zone where it is acid raining 24/7. So Tagelmust is an option for helm, not the best option. I would personally recommend either an Iron Hat, or if you got the fog mask recipe, make fog masks. Iron hats you can buy from basically almost any headgear merchant in the game. They're very, very common. Also, the recipe to make them is easy to find and easy to produce. Fog masks, the only place that you can get the recipe to make fog masks is the Scrap House, which is the building in Black Desert City. Here's Black Desert City. You can see to the right of it, there's Scrap House right here. This is the only place for you to get fog masks in the game. Or, sorry, the fog mask recipe. And then you can make them once you get the recipe. So, again, undergarment leather turtleneck is what I like to use for my martial artists, with the alternative being martial artist bindings is a good alternative. It's up to you if you want to use the bindings. The difference is, do you want a character that can take more damage, or do you want a glass cannon? Those are your options, really. And I personally always go for the more tanky version. I don't really like playing glass cannons, although I wanted to experiment with it a bit with Chad. And I just feel he gets knocked unconscious far too much. And it's really frustrating. Like, I feel bad sending him in to fight because of the speed of which he gets knocked unconscious. I know other people will feel differently about it. Other people out there actually like playing glass cannons and would prefer that. It's just not for me usually. And Samurai Cloth Pants, this is the last unique slot that we have. And essentially, Samurai Cloth Pants are the light armor version of Samurai leg plates. They offer the same exact coverage, 100% of both legs and 50% of the stomach, and they also have the best protection of any light armor in the game. So that explains those two. Let me look at the crossbow. This is one of my crossbow characters without any pants, you can see. Oh yes, hivers. So hivers is something else that I wanted to explain too. And also I'm wearing this right here, black plate jacket, instead of the crab armor because it has less of negative drawbacks. It still has negative drawbacks for crossbows, and I don't really like that, but Beep doesn't have any ammo anyway because I have too many characters. It's too hard to restock ammo on this file, which is why I don't play this file anymore. One of the reasons anyway. The thing I wanted to show you on Beep though, aside from the crossbow stuff, which we also shouldn't be using the samurai leg plates if we're using a crossbow, the leather hive vest. This is what you should be using as your undergarments on almost all of your hivers. Hivers can't wear normal undergarments, so you have to specifically design hiver vests for them. The only difference to this that I would recommend is use the chain hiver vest if you're going to have somebody that explicitly melees and is meant to take damage. This is one of my hivers that you can see he's not wearing the chain vest, but he is one of my more melee hivers. And ideally it would be better for him to have the chain vest than the hive vest, but still the leather hive vest is better than nothing, obviously. The only places you can get these leather hive vests, you'll have to go to recipes, sorry. You'll have to go to Vane right here. Any of these hive villages will usually sell the recipe for it. Dreg also has hive villages that'll sell the recipe, as does the Great Desert. There's some distant hive villages, too, that you can buy the recipe. Alternatively, you can also sometimes find the recipe for sale at Black Scratch down here, which is the Tech Hunters town that contains the Great Library. And the Great Library is basically just a town that sells a bunch of recipes. Or, sorry, yeah. The Great Library is a vendor that sells a bunch of recipes. Black Scratch is the town that it resides in. And let me tab through a few more of my characters to see if there's anything else that I can show you before I summarize and end this video. You can see a lot of my characters are missing slots here and there. That's because I'm very irresponsible. And I'm very irresponsible, and I have not this character is like overweighted out the ass. It's because I'm irresponsible and I haven't been paying attention to my characters as much as I should. It's because I've long since left this file behind. It's primarily why. I don't know why so many of my characters are carrying like thousands of steel. It's weird. But yeah, there's really no other armors that I can show you. One thing that I could do is pull up my crafting window. As far as let's see, melee DPS, that's the only thing that I haven't really covered, but I have kind of already explained why I wouldn't really recommend having your melee DPS wearing anything other than crab armor. It's up to you if you would like to do that. As far as medium armor goes, when you're just starting out early on in the game, there is some medium armor that is good. Armored rags right here that you see, and armored rag skirt. Those are halfway decent medium armors. Although, let me actually tab to my website and scroll down here. Plate jacket, black plate jacket, white plate jacket, armored rag skirt. Those are all the best medium armors that you can arguably get. The plate jackets, they're very good for the start of the game because they give acid coverage. They also come with good armor protection and good coverage. So I would recommend using those as far as medium armor goes. And that's really all. Once you unlock the better heavy armor, I wouldn't really recommend you wear too much medium armor anymore. It's kind of like middle of the road stuff that I would only recommend while leveling up and stuff like that, but it's mostly going to be your call. But anyway, that's really all I can I think all the information I can give you guys for this video. As far as getting the best armor goes, you should craft it. Don't bother buying it. There is one place you can buy best in slot armor though, all the way up here in the northern portion of the map, Wend. In Wend, right about where you see my mouse circling right here, there is a NPC called the Armor King, which I can actually show you here. I have a guide for him on my website too. So right here in the Drowned Ruins, you can see that's the Armor King's map location, and essentially this is the Armor King right here. He sells best in slot, masterwork, and specialist quality armor. In mass. He sells like 20 of them a day, restocks every day, and it is the best place to get armor if you don't feel like making it yourself. But anyway, that's really all the information I think I can give you guys. I'll be doing a video about the best weapons in a few minutes, so don't know when I'll upload that on my YouTube channel in comparison to this video, but we're definitely doing both of them. Aside from that, though, I will catch you guys around in the next Kenshi video. Peace.